Hello, everybody. My name is Joey Williamson, and as most of you know, any of you that know me know that I grew up in the small town of Wayland, Michigan, for many years. As I always call those the sandwich years, because I started off in Grand Rapids, moved to Wayland, and am now back in the Grand Rapids area, but for better or for worse, for um, 16 years I lived in Wayland, Michigan. So it's a small town, and it's one of them things where just about everybody knows everybody and whatnot, and I even still work in the Wayland area. This has been on my mind for about a week now. Last week, Wednesday, it started. There have been a couple tragedies. Last Wednesday, there was a 15-year-old boy who killed his 21-year-old cousin up in Wayland. The 21-year-old, she had a 3-year-old child, and she was getting ready to be married in a few months. And it rocked a lot of people. I didn't know the girl personally myself, but there are people that I know that I'm friends with that were friends with her, and I can definitely tell it rocked her, people is what I mean. Her death just had a lot of people asking why. This girl, from what I've heard, was just a really sweet person, really kind person, one of the nicest people you could meet. And it rocked a lot of people, like I said. And then a day or two later, a 19-year-old was fleeing from police, and the police chase ended near Wayland, in which he smashed into another car and killed the driver that was in the other car. And he's somebody I've seen and have talked to a couple times, and a lot of people know who he is as well. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is people always use the phrase, what is this world coming to, when things like this happen. I want to change that little phrase, and I want to ask, and I don't mean this in a bad way, towards everybody. What have people come to? Part of me sees it from a little bit of a different perspective, and people may not like it, but it's something that I'm always thinking about. What if people would have shown more love to the 15-year-old, more love to the 19-year-old that was fleeing from the police? What if they showed more kindness and, dug a little deeper to see if there was anything going on in their lives that they were struggling with? You just don't snap and kill somebody to snap and kill somebody. You don't drive drunk and flee from the police just to have fun and just to do it because it don't happen. There are, I've said it in many of my videos. There are reasons behind everybody's story. How they grew up, how they're treated, what kind of people they surround themselves with. My message in all this is, if you know somebody that is struggling, that is not doing very well emotionally, don't just ignore them. Don't shy away from them. Don't kick them to the side, because you never know. they really, really might need somebody. And that's one of the things I learned from these tragedies. If I know somebody that's like really, really not doing well and needs a friend or needs somebody to talk to, I'm going to try my best to be there for them. Maybe I can't save them. Maybe, you as a person can't save a friend that you're trying to help, but at least you know in your heart, in your mind, that you tried your best to be there for them. I mean, people are always saying, well, I don't have enough time and there's too much to do and I'm always on the run. Those are excuses. Those are excuses. People always have time. There's plenty of time in a week, as I would say. It's sad. It's really sad that the younger generation, it's almost like they have no structure, no discipline, no morals. And I'm not saying that's everybody. It's a good majority, though. It's a very, very good majority. And it sucks that these two tragedies had to happen. One of them we understand because the 19-year-old apologized immensely. Regrets what he's done, obviously. But the 15-year-old killing the 21-year-old, I'll never understand. I'll never understand why that had to happen. What triggered it. What would make somebody do that to a family member, mind you. A family member. I mean, don't get me wrong. And this 15-year-old also tried killing his grandmother. His grandmother was in the house with the 21-year-old. And people need to love people. People need to show kindness to people. People need to be compassionate towards people. That's all, honestly. And this is just my dream world. I think if people showed more love, kindness, and compassion, I think a lot less of these tragedies would occur. And that's just me. That's just the way I think. People need to stop judging. People need to stop condemning. People need to, stop kicking people with problems to the side because they don't have time for it. Well, maybe you should make time for it. No offense. How do we know? And I know this is going to upset a lot of people, but I gotta say it. How do we know this 15-year-old kid wasn't going through something that made him snap? I mean, I'm putting it out there. I'm not saying what he did was right, because it's freaking wrong. It's so wrong what he did, but what if maybe people would have showed him more love, kindness, and compassion? I don't know. That I'm just putting it out there. But like I said, make time for people. I can't stress that enough. If you know somebody that's really struggling, make time for them. Just be there for them. Talk to them. Listen to them. See if there's anything you can do to help. Because that does make a difference. I know, as I've been on both ends. So, that being said, my name is Joey Williamson. I am a child of God, and I am not perfect. God bless and love you all. Take care.